Well, happy Mai. In 2019, we brought you the story of Shahwuddin Abdulghaffar, a Uyghur Muslim living in New Zealand since 2010 and desperate for news of his mother and three brothers in Xinjiang. Here's a reminder of that investigation by reporter Mike Wesley-Smith.
I just want to my mom. As a human, I wish to listen her voice. I miss my family. Release them. Give them our freedom.
His memories of a family disappeared, kept alive by small, poignant reminders, memories, photos, and his collection of roses.
My mom, she was flowers, rose. It's for the love, as humanity, so I love rose.
Well, 3 years later, Shahwuddin joins me now with support from Sam Vincent from Uyghur Solidarity Aotearoa, Tēnā koroa. Welcome back to the program, Shahwuddin. Your mother and three brothers still living in Xinjiang. Yes. What's life like for them now?
I don't know about much because really risky to contact with them and they can't get any information about.
Why is it risky for you to contact them?
If I call them or if they contact with me, straight ahead, they will find themselves in a jail or concentration camp.
Because they have made contact with you?
Overseas.
Is anyone in a concentration camp at the moment?
At the moment, no, but in the jail still.
In the jail?
Yeah.
Who is in jail?
My big brother.
Your big brother. How long has he been in jail?
Since 2017, I heard.
Right. When we spoke to you in 2019, you went public and you said that once you'd spoken, the Chinese embassy was harassing you. Has that stopped?
I can say at the moment, yes.
At the moment, yes. Okay. But you still have fear for your family should you make any contact with them?
Yes.
The United Nations put out a report yesterday which has found crimes against humanity may be happening in Xinjiang. What do you think of that?
That report is too weak.
Too weak?
Yes. And then because it's already genocide is happening.
Sam, you support the Uyghur community here in Aotearoa. What do you make of that report?
I think it's an important step in that it formalises on the UN level that massive atrocities are taking place and as you said, that they may amount to crimes against humanity. We need to go further, and like Shahwuddin has said, it doesn't go far enough because it's clear that a genocide is happening and that does come through from the report. The Chinese government is trying to destroy the Uyghur people and leave only Chinese culture in the Uyghur region. They're doing this through concentration camps, through a massive program of forced labour, through forced birth control, which has resulted in the plummeting of Uyghur birth rates, through the outlawing of Uyghur culture and the separation of families, including children being sent away from their parents and into state-run facilities. This is genocide. And when is our government going to do something about it?
Yes, so our government hasn't put that label of genocide on it, but Foreign Affairs Minister Nanaia Mahuta has been forceful in her statements. How has that been received by the Uyghur community in New Zealand? Shahwuddin?
I didn't see any meaningful action.
No meaningful action?
No.
What would meaningful action look like for you?
For example, taking refugees. Even as some of the New Zealand citizens Uyghurs still in the overseas.
Right.
Yes.
So taking
more than 4 or 5 months now.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Sam, what else should the government be doing?
The New Zealand government promised the international community after the Holocaust to work to prevent and to punish genocide. It is clear that a genocide is taking place. It's not good enough for the government to just see what happens on the UN level and hope for more progress when that progress is being held up through the influence and the pressure of the Chinese government. Our government has a responsibility to take whatever action it can.
And what action should it be taking?
Well, I think the first step is that the government has to make its determination on the question of genocide. That would be the first thing.
What about trade with China? Because China is our biggest trading partner. Should we be sensitive about that? Should that be taken into account?
Well, I think a particularly good measure that the government could take would be the one that the US government has taken, whereby products that come from the Uyghur region are banned from being imported because they are assumed to have been made with forced labour. Given the scale of Uyghur forced labour in the region, they are allowed to be imported where there is proof that they do not come from forced labour. Okay. That is the sort of the measure they should take.
The Foreign Affairs spokesperson for National, Jerry Brownlee, yesterday talked about the UN report and said that, sort of explained that it was China combating terrorism in the Xinjiang area. What do you think about that response, Shawardin?
I feel really it's irresponsible. Irresponsible. Because of, you see, why my mom and my brother taken to the jail and the concentration camp? Because of I didn't provide what the Chinese government asked me to provide the New Zealand citizens. Because the Chinese CCP chained my mom and my brothers, cross-border integrated me to provide the New Zealand citizens information. I refused. So they are in the concentration camp and the jail.
So to be clear, the Chinese government asked you to provide some information from within New Zealand to them, and you did not, and so your relatives are in jail.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. That is active terrorism. That Chinese government, they're the terrorists. We are not terrorists. My mom is not terrorist.
Okay. A lot of Uyghurs in New Zealand don't stand up publicly about this, but you have. Why are you doing that?
I can't ask mercy from the CCP. I can ask New Zealand government, as has a little bit democracy, wish to help me to find my family. So I am in front of the public.
Do you hold out hope of seeing your family again?
Yes.
Always hope?
Because of the hope, I am still alive.
Okay. Shawardin Abdulgulfor, thank you so much for your time. Sam, thank you for your time as well today.
Thank you.